Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. India's GDP growth hit 7.2% for fiscal year 2022-23 after better than expected performance in fourth quarter. Prime Minister Modi says figures show resilience of Indian economy amid global challenges. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold talks with his Nepalese counterpart Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand in New Delhi today. Home Minister Amit Shah says government is committed to restoring peace in Manipur and ensuring the return of displaced people to their homes. Defence Ministry approves proposal for resumption of air travel facilities for civilians of Ladakh in Indian Air Force aircraft. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to embark on a two-nation tour of South Africa and Namibia today. And in the French Open tennis, Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz and Aryna Sabalenka advanced to the third round. Indian pair of Saket Maineni and Yuki Bhamri powers into the second round of the men's doubles. India's gross domestic product GDP is pegged to grow at 7.2% during the fiscal year 2022-23 as per the Statistics Ministry's provisional estimate. The data is 20 basis points higher than the government's second advance estimate of 7%. The unexpected upside in the GDP numbers is a result of a better than expected performance in the last quarter of the fiscal, powered by services, exports and agriculture. The GDP registered a growth of 6.1% in the January-March fourth quarter of the last fiscal. At 6.1%, the latest quarterly growth number is significantly higher than expectations of 5.1%. In the financial year 2022-23, the economy grew at 13.1% on an annual basis. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed satisfaction over the 2022-23 GDP growth. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said the figures underscore the resilience of the Indian economy amidst global challenges. He said this robust performance, along with overall optimism and compelling macroeconomic indicators, exemplify the promising trajectory of our economy and the tenacity of our people. The Union Cabinet has approved a 1 lakh crore rupee scheme to increase grain storage capacity in the cooperative sector. Briefing made in New Delhi yesterday, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur said the Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the constitution and empowerment of an inter-ministerial committee for facilitation of the world's largest grain storage plan in the cooperative sector.
इस योजना के क्रियान्वयन के लिए 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर होगा, जिसमें एक नेशनल लेवल पे कमेटी बनेगी, तो दूसरी राज्य के स्तर पे चीफ सेक्रेटरी के लेवल पे बनेगी, तीसरी जिला के स्तर पे कलेक्टर के अध्यक्षता में बनेगी, जहां पर डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑपरेटिव डेवलपमेंट कमेटी बनेगी। इस पे 1 लाख करोड़ रुपया खर्च तो होने जा रहा है। ये हमारी भंडारण की क्षमता भी 1450 लाख टन से बढ़ाकर 2150 लाख टन बना देगी अगले 5 वर्षों में।
In a tweet, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the cabinet decision marks a special milestone in the quest to strengthen food security and support farmers. The cabinet also gave its nod to city investments to innovate, integrate and sustain 2.0 for integrated urban management. CITIIS 2.0 is a program will run for a period of 4 years from 2023 to 2027. Prime Minister Modi said Cabinet's approval for the CITIIS 2.0 program will foster a circular economy and enhance climate resilience across the cities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold extensive talks with his Nepalese counterpart Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand in New Delhi today. During the talks, the two leaders will discuss the diverse areas of the bilateral partnership. The Prime Minister of Nepal arrived in New Delhi yesterday on a 4-day visit to India. He was received at the airport by Minister of State for External Affairs Meenakshi Lekhi. This is his first bilateral visit abroad after assuming office in December last year. He is accompanied by a high-level delegation. More from a correspondent.
After the talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Prime Minister of Nepal Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand, several agreements will be signed. Today, Mr. Prachand will call on President Draupadi Murmu and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. The visit continues the tradition of regular high-level exchanges between India and Nepal in furtherance of India's neighborhood first policy. India-Nepal bilateral relations have significantly strengthened in the last few years in all areas of cooperation. The visit visit of Nepalese Prime Minister underscores the importance given by both sides to adding further momentum to the bilateral partnership. Mr. Prachand will visit Ujjain and Indore on Friday. Anupam Mishra, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said the government is committed to restoring peace in Manipur as early as possible and ensuring the return of displaced people to their homes. Mr. Shah said this after visiting the camps of the Kuki and the Meitei communities in Manipur on the third day of his visit to the state. The Home Minister said he had convened a meeting with civil society organization at Kanpokpi in Manipur and they were keen to actively participate with the government in reviving harmony among communities in Manipur. Earlier, Mr. Shah held a review meeting in the border town of More to take stock of the security situation. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. As the Narendra Modi government completes 9 years in office, Akashvani News is bringing a series of special stories on the initiatives taken by the government. Today, we take a look at the National Medical Devices Policy.
The medical devices sector in India is an essential and integral constituent of the Indian healthcare sector. The Indian medical devices sector's contribution has become even more prominent as India supported the domestic and global battle against COVID-19 pandemic through the large-scale production of medical devices and diagnostic kits such as ventilators, rapid antigen test kits, RT-PCR kits, PPE kits, and N95 masks. The National Medical Devices Policy facilitates an orderly growth of the medical device sector to meet the public health objective of access, affordability, quality, and innovation. The medical devices sector in India is a sunrise sector which is growing at a fast pace. The market size of the medical devices sector in India is estimated to be $11 billion and its share in the global medical device market is estimated to be 1.5%. Addressing an event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had asked startups for research and innovation in medical device sector. The Indian medical devices sector is on a growth track and has an enormous potential to become self-reliant and to contribute towards the goal of universal health care. The government has already initiated implementation of PLI scheme for medical devices and support for setting up of 4 medical devices parks in Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. Under the PLI scheme for medical devices, till now a total of 26 projects have been approved with a committed investment of over 1,200 crore rupees. With Anupam Mishra's report, Bhupender Singh, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The Defence Minister has approved a proposal of Ladakh administration seeking resumption of air travel facilities for civilians of the Union Territory in the Indian Air Force aircraft. Lieutenant Governor Brigadier B.D. Mishra in a tweet has said the request for travel of Ladakhi citizens in IAF aircraft has been approved by Government of India. As per the Defence Ministry order, civilians belonging to Ladakh can travel to other parts of the country through 3 airports, Leh, Thoise and Kargil. Civilians will be provided the facilities to travel against the vacant seats of the aircraft with the payment of airlift charges, which would be notified from time to time. The move comes after 3 years of discontinuation during the COVID pandemic. The 27th meeting of the Working Mechanism for Consultation and Coordination on India-China Border Affairs, WMCC, was held in person in New Delhi yesterday. Joint Secretary East Asia from Ministry of External Affairs led the Indian delegation. The Chinese delegation was led by DG of Boundary and Oceanic Affairs Department of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The two sides reviewed the situation along the LAC line of actual control in western sector of India-China border areas and discussed proposals for disengagement in remaining areas in a frank and open manner. Restoration of peace and tranquility will create conditions for normalizing bilateral relations. In order to achieve this objective in accordance with existing bilateral agreements and protocols, they agreed to hold the next round of senior commanders meeting at an early date. The third India-Vietnam Maritime Security Dialogue was held in New Delhi yesterday. The two sides discussed ways to sustain a secure maritime environment conducive for inclusive growth. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will embark on a 2-nation tour of South Africa and Namibia today. During the first leg of his visit, Dr. Jaishankar will participate in the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting in South Africa's Cape Town. BRICS grouping comprises Brazil, Russia, India and China. Dr. Jaishankar will also hold a bilateral meeting with his South African counterpart, Naledi Pandor. He will call on South African President and is likely to hold bilateral meetings with other BRICS foreign ministers. He will also have an interaction with the Indian diaspora in Cape Town. The minister will visit Namibia from the 4th to the 6th of June. In order to preserve and promote the dialects of Uttarakhand, Akashvani Dehradun will start broadcasting Kumauni Bulletin from today. Kumauni Bulletin will be aired daily from 7:30 p.m. to 7:40 p.m. from Akashvani Dehradun and Almora stations. Akashvani Dehradun started broadcasting news in Garhwali from the 29th of last month. Garhwali news has been broadcast daily from 6:50 p.m. to 7 p.m. Akashvani Kohima is starting the broadcast of Pochuri dialect news from today. The 10 minutes Pochuri dialect news will be aired live from primary channel, medium wave 639 kHz at 11:35 a.m. and 5-minute duration of the news will be aired at Akashvani Kohima FM Tragopan 103 MHz at 11:55 a.m. With the addition of Pochuri dialect news, regional news unit Akashvani Kohima will now cater to 15 dialect news bulletins besides 2 regional news bulletins in Nagamese and English. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked the people to get ready for the 9th International Day of Yoga to be celebrated on the 21st of this month. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "Let us gear up and celebrate this ancient practice that enhances our mental and physical well-being." In the French Open tennis, top players including top seed Carlos Alcaraz and third seed Novak Djokovic and fifth seed Stefanos Tsitsipas have advanced into the third round of the men's singles. 7th seed Andrei Rublev, 13th seed Hubert Hurkacz and 14th seed Cameron Norrie have also progressed into the next round. In the women's singles, 2nd seed Aryna Sabalenka and 3rd seed Jessica Pegula have also reached the third round. In the men's doubles, the Indian pair of Saket Maineni and Yuki Bhamri have entered the second round. India Meteorological Department has forecast heavy rainfall in northwestern India and some parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala today. Hailstorms and thunder squall are expected in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. In Rajasthan, rain has broken a 100-year-old weather record in the month of May. The temperature remained 5 to 6 degrees Celsius below average, while 458% excess rainfall was recorded in the state. We have a report.
More than 20 people lost their lives in different incidences due to strong storms that hit the state. Thousands of animals and birds have been killed, while hundreds of houses have been damaged. Several polyhouse structures and solar plant units have also been destroyed. Thousands of electric poles and transformers were damaged, which affected power supply in more than 13,000 villages. Power supply has not been restored in about 2,000 villages. Energy Minister of the state, Bhanwar Singh Bhati, has instructed to restore power supply in all places in the next 3 days. Jitendra Dwivedi, Akashvani News, Jaipur.
And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Anita Anand.
Thank you, Abhishek. The Pioneer citing a Morgan Stanley report says India's feat in 10 years astonishing. GDP expanded 6.1% in 2022-23's last quarter, leads the Hindu. 6.1% GDP expansion in quarter 4 seen taking FY23 growth to 7.2% leads Business Line. Cabinet noted to rupees 1 lakh crore plan to boost grain storage capacity, notes the Tribune. Hindustan Times citing analysis of satellite images writes China scaling up air power across LAC. While also the LSE, the Indian Express states India-China meet agree on next round of military talks soon. No plan to let Chinese firms re-enter Indian telecom market, informs Business Standard. And finally, the Times of India reports Sweden close to becoming first smoke-free country in Europe. The paper writes only 6.4% of Swedes over 15 are daily smokers, the lowest in EU and far below the average of 18.5% across the 27-nation bloc. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Anita. Now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India's GDP growth hit 7.2% for fiscal year 2022-23 after better than expected performance in fourth quarter. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says figures show resilience of Indian economy amid global challenges. Prime Minister Modi to hold talks with his Nepalese counterpart Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand in New Delhi today. Home Minister Amit Shah says government is committed to restoring peace in Manipur and ensuring the return of displaced people to their homes. Defence Minister approves proposal for resumption of air travel facilities for civilians of Ladakh and Indian Air Force aircraft. And in the French Open tennis, Novak Djokovic, Carlos Alcaraz and Aryna Sabalenka advanced to the third round. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.